He's a Forbes top 50 social media influencer. He's worked with dozens of companies, from small startups to Fortune 500 enterprises, on their social media strategies. Welcome to you, Mr. Neal Schaffer.
Thank you very much.
You're here at Social Media Week to speak about social media strategies for NPOs and NGOs.
Correct.
Start by just giving me a brief explanation on how social media has changed the way NGOs and NPOs raise money and work.
Right. So, social media in essence is a new communications channel. So in the past, NPOs, NGOs, how do you get the word out about your organization? You advertise, in the newspaper or magazine. You have a website. You have an email newsletter. Well, social media now gives organizations the ability to, truly engage with their community. And where these other types of communication are one-way broadcast, this is now a two-way conversation. So whether you're a nonprofit NGO or a for-profit company, it is very challenging in that the things that you're used to doing of just broadcasting information are not as effective. And people, because social media was made for people, really want to have a conversation with you. So where many organizations, try to fundraise, they may not be as successful because we're on social media to socialize with our friends and our family. On the other hand, social media can be used like any other communication channel for whatever objective you may have. Engaging with your community, finding new people that might become a passionate advocate for you, trying to get feedback on what you're doing. So instead of immediately thinking about seeing social media as a big kroner sign or euro sign or dollar sign, you really think about all the other things your organization is trying to do. And as I said when I just spoke at UN City, social media doesn't replace anything, but it complements everything else you do. So find those areas in what you do as part of your outreach program and see where it makes sense to add social media to help you achieve that.
Has social media made fundraising easier?
Social media allows you gives you the tools and the ability to, blast your message to a lot of people. So in some sense, yes, it has the potential to make it easier. On the other hand, it may not be as effective. People may have liked your page because they want to help share your message, not necessarily because they wanted to donate. So actually, the statistic that I talked about today was only 6% of social media users have ever donated through a social network posting. On the other hand, 50% of Gen Y, and these are stats from the United States where I'm from, 50% of Gen Y, 40% of Gen X have shared the message that a nonprofit has. So they will want to support you, but not necessarily give you that dollar. And this is why more than half of nonprofits don't even try to fundraise in social media, because they understand that. And that's almost my advice is, before thinking of fundraising, try to establish a community and build passionate fans and empower them. And I think naturally that fundraising will come without you even having to ask for it.
Are social media strategies, should they be very different for NPOs and NGOs in regards to, well, normal companies?
Well, that's a great question. I think that the concept and the process is the same, whether you're for-profit or non-for-profit. The objectives that you choose for your strategy will be different for a for-profit company, but there are for-profit companies that are using social media just to engage and deepen relationships, not necessarily to increase sales. So similar to nonprofits and NGOs, as a government organization, maybe you just want to deepen your relationship and gather feedback from the community, and that's a great objective to have for a social media strategy. In fact, I almost think it's easier for nonprofits and NGOs to engage in social because you have so many stories to tell and so many things to offer, and companies are in business to make a profit. It's a little bit harder for them, right? So yeah, the concept's the same. Objective is going to be different from company to company, organization to organization, but it really comes down to having an objective and creating a strategy, defining how you're going to reach that objective, and then measuring. And that concept and process is universal.